They say truth is stranger than fiction. They forget to mention that sometimes it's also more terrifying. And this is Whispers of History. This is the story of El Casino del Diablo, the Devil's Casino of Hermosillo, Mexico. A place where beauty met damnation and where the music of a single night still echoes through the ruins. On the outskirts of Hermosillo, Mexico, where the desert meets the mountains and the nights burn crimson under the setting sun, lie the ruins of what was once a grand country club. Locals call it El Casino del Diablo, the Devil's Casino. By day, it's a crumbling shell of stone and shadow. By night, it's something else entirely. Many say that if you stand there after midnight, you can still hear the faint waltz of a long-forgotten orchestra. Laughter, glasses clinking, the rustle of silk dresses spinning through the air. But those sounds, they say, belong to no living soul. Before it was a ruin, the casino was a beacon of elegance, built in the 1940s for Hermosillo's wealthy elite. A place of privilege and excess, where the upper class gathered to dine, drink, and dance under glittering chandeliers. And one fateful night, they say, the devil himself joined the party. Our story begins with a young woman named Beatriz. She lived in Hermosillo with her widowed mother in a small adobe home near the edge of town. Her mother, a devout woman, was wary of the city's nightlife, especially the rumors surrounding the new country club. She had heard whispers of sin, of gambling, of dancers whose morals burned away like wax in the heat of temptation. Beatrice, however, was curious. She was 17, beautiful and restless, her hair dark as obsidian, her eyes full of dreams and rebellion. One Saturday afternoon, a friend came to visit her with thrilling news. A grand party was to be held that very night at the Casino del Diablo, a masquerade ball, with live music and guests arriving from all over Hermosillo. Beatrice's mother forbade it immediately. "That place is cursed," she said, gripping her daughter's hand. "I've heard what happens to girls who go there. Stay home, mi niña, please." But temptation is the devil's oldest tool. And that night, as the music from the distant hill drifted through the warm desert air, Beatrice made her choice. The casino glowed like a palace against the darkness. Cars lined the road, their headlights cutting through dust. The building shimmered with light and laughter, the band inside playing a lively danzon. Beatrice, dressed in her mother's old gown, walked through the entrance, her heart pounding with both guilt and excitement. Inside, the ballroom was alive with motion, men in tuxedos, women in gowns and masks, the air heavy with perfume, smoke, and champagne. She felt out of place until she saw him. A man stood at the edge of the dance floor, tall, elegant, his black suit gleaming like obsidian under the chandeliers. He wore no mask, but his face was almost too perfect, sharp, refined, with eyes the color of burning amber. When he extended his hand, she took it without hesitation. They danced. Every step was effortless, every movement in perfect rhythm with the music. Beatrice felt weightless, entranced. Around them, the other dancers seemed to blur into shadows. It was as if the ballroom existed for them alone. But then, something strange began to happen. The air grew thick and hot. The band played faster, but the notes twisted, discordant. The chandeliers flickered. Beatrice looked down and froze. Her partner's polished shoe had split open, revealing something impossible. A goat's hoof, and on his other foot, the claw of a rooster. Beatrice gasped and stumbled backward. The music stopped. Silence fell across the ballroom. The man smiled, a smile too wide, too cruel. "You've danced beautifully, mi querida," he whispered. "Now the night belongs to me." In an instant, the air ignited. Flames erupted from the floor, sweeping across the room. The chandeliers crashed down in showers of sparks. People screamed, clawing at the doors that no longer opened. Beatrice fell to her knees, choking on smoke. She saw her partner standing amidst the chaos, untouched by fire, his eyes burning like molten gold. Then, With a roar that shook the very foundations of the building, the roof collapsed. From miles away, the townspeople saw the glow of the fire painting the desert sky. By the time the flames died and the smoke cleared, the casino was nothing but blackened stone. No bodies were found, no survivors emerged. Only the scent of smoke and the faint echo of music remained. Days later, Beatrice's mother climbed the hill to where the casino once stood. She searched among the ruins, calling her daughter's name, her voice breaking against the silence. Some say she found a single shoe, delicate, burned, and still warm to the touch. Others say she saw her daughter's ghost among the ashes, still dancing in a circle of light before vanishing into the wind. From that day forward, no one rebuilt the casino. The structure was left to decay, its blackened walls standing as a monument to sin and sorrow. Those who ventured near at night spoke of strange things, glowing embers in the dark, phantom music, and the silhouette of a couple dancing under a ceiling of stars. Over the years, the story grew. People began calling it El Casino del Diablo. Teenagers dared each other to visit the ruins after midnight. Some claimed to hear the faint strains of a violin. Others said they saw a man in a black suit watching from the shadows, his eyes reflecting the moonlight. One woman told of driving past the site late one night, only to see the ballroom restored, filled with light and laughter, and a girl in a white dress spinning alone. When she blinked, it was gone. And then there are the guards and workers who patrol the area. They whisper that the place is still cursed, that sometimes, just before dawn, you can hear Beatrice's voice echoing faintly through the wind, pleading for her mother's forgiveness. Today, the ruins remain, a scar on Hermosillo's landscape and a legend in its heart. Tourists visit during the day to take photographs, but few dare to linger after dark. Locals warn, if you hear music coming from the old casino at night, don't follow it, don't look for the dancers, and whatever you do, don't accept the devil's hand. Because the story of El Casino del Diablo is not just a ghost tale, it's a warning. Story about temptation, disobedience, and the price of vanity. A reminder that the devil doesn't always come with horns and fire. Sometimes he arrives in a perfectly tailored suit, offering you a dance. If you ever find yourself in Hermosillo, drive toward the old highway, where the desert opens into a lonely plain. You'll see the ruins, silent, scorched and still standing. Some nights, when the wind is right, you might hear it, a faint melody drifting through the cactus and sand, a waltz from another time. And if you listen closely, beneath the whisper of the music, you may hear a single echoing step, the click of a hoof, and the scrape of a claw. This is the story of El Casino del Diablo, where the devil still dances.